started. I know everyone has plans this evening, and we like to keep things moving along. We have a lot to cover. What a great turnout. Thank you, everyone, for coming this evening. It has been a pleasure serving as the board chair this year for the chamber. And now that I have the mic, I need to go off script very first thing because Randy would not let me put this in the agenda. So first, if I could have all of you help me thank Randy and Sue and Jerry and Amy for all their hard work that they do for all of us as members of the chamber, not only this year, but for a long time. Thank you very much. Thank you. What a year it's been for the chamber. It's been a pleasure serving with a great board. We spent a lot of this year really focusing on the value of your membership with the chamber and what we can do to better serve you. The year started off with a bang with an accreditation process. Our board worked very, very hard in submitting it to the U.S. Chamber. And in the end, we gained an accreditation of 4 stars. To put this into perspective, we moved up 2 levels with the U.S. Chamber, and this is a feat that less than 3% of chambers in the United States reach. We are now ranked within the top 1.5% of chambers. The success in reaching that goal was not only the chamber staff and current board members, but also all of you and past volunteers, chamber members. It truly speaks volumes for our business community. Also in adding value to your membership this year, we focused on a few things. In case you haven't had a chance to check it out, look at our website. We have added Cogno online training, which is available to all of our members, which are live webinars for numerous areas that you can use in your workplaces. We also just went live a few days ago on a virtual tour of Albert Lee. The videos are online, and it will be useful to all of you in recruiting staff members or new businesses in coming to our community. Another success this year is the increase of the ambassador scholarships from $750 each to $1,000 each. So thank you to all of our ambassadors and all of you that support their efforts. The chamber this year was also able to do a significant technology update based on a generous donation from a member. We have added dual screens for all of our staff. We've updated the chamber bucks printer to be able to keep up with the significant amount of chamber bucks that we are doing. And we've also added a large flat screen TV to our conference room that we use during meetings and that others use when they borrow our room. Finally, we are involved heavily with the Blue Zones Healthway project, which the kickoff for that, and Dan Buettner will be in town, is November 5th. The Worksite Wellness Committee for the Chamber is the Worksite Wellness Committee for Blue Zones Healthways. It brings significant value to our businesses and recognition to our community. None of these accomplishments would have been possible without our chamber staff, present and past board members, committee members, our ambassadors, you, our members, and numerous volunteers. So thank you all very much. The chamber has also been a part of several community successes that the business community has benefited from this year. The chamber's collaboration with local business, organizations, and government have brought all of these parties together for these successes. There are far too many to name, but I will highlight a few that we've achieved this year. The first is the receipt of Lessard Sam funding for the Fountain Lake project that we worked with the Lakes Foundation. Also, we have a significant and ongoing relationship with Riverland Community College. With Riverland, We have continued to provide leadership again this year, putting out leaders in our community that help in many different organizations. The Youth Apprenticeship Program continues to be a success and is growing. It's the second program in the state that puts these high school youth into your business communities and helps address the workforce shortages that we're hearing about, and that will only continue to get worse if we don't come up with these types of efforts to address them. Additionally, Riverland has been significant in addressing the needs of our local businesses. A quick example would be, we had a meeting recently with several manufacturing businesses that indicated they were having a shortage of boiler operators. Dr. Nuga was at the table at that conversation, and with a matter of weeks, Mr. Kerr and Mr. Nuga brought everyone to the table, and they were able to come up with a plan to address that issue. So thank you, Riverland. Alita is another partner that has been involved very much with the Chamber. Between Mr. Nolander and Mr. Kerr, we've been able to make numerous retention visits, find out our concerns from you, our members, ways that we can help and collaborate. So thank you. Finally, we have several community partners that come to our monthly board meetings. They keep our board informed of what's going on in our community and help us make educated decisions. Whether it be the city, the county, the CVB, Alita, Riverland, the Watershed District, thank you to all those members that keep us informed and help us address business issues and concerns and ways to collaborate as we best serve you, our members. The collaborative efforts and successes of the Chamber and the Albert Lea Freeborn County community is a true testament to all of us. I encourage all of you to continue to be involved in the community, and thank you for your support. It has been a pleasure in being the board chair this year with the Chamber, and I ask that all of you continue to volunteer, be involved, and come to the Chamber with any ideas that we can use to help address any concerns that you have or opportunities in the business community. Thank you very much.
I appreciate that very much. Just a couple of quick things before I turn it over to Pastor Shirksina. I'm wearing pink tonight in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I did look for a pair of pink shoes, but I ran out of time, so couldn't find them. Seriously, KATE, The Breeze, and Mrs. Jerry's are sponsoring Breast Cancer Awareness Day tomorrow on the air and at Skyline Plaza from 8 to 4. It's a thing very close to my heart, and I know close to a number of people's hearts here in this room tonight. So please stop by and donate if you can. And listen, you'll have personal stories throughout the day. I also want to recognize our amazing table sponsors. I mean, didn't this room look fabulous? I don't know how you decided at all. I should also point out, one, it is a record number of table sponsors. And on the back of your program, you will see a listing of those table sponsors. However, there are two that are missing because this crowd grew so much in typical Albert Lea fashion in the last 2 days that we had to add tables, and Pantheon Computers and Wedgewood Cove Golf Club stepped up and picked up those tables, so they're not on the program. But they were here at last minute. Although Bruce was here really early to set up his table, so he got the pick of where he wanted to be. I also want to thank those of you who donated so generously to our silent auction. Your generosity is overwhelming. Please take the time to visit it frequently. The auction will close at 7:30, and so as you see fit, stand up and go over and check on your item that you really want. There are some really cool things over there. And I hope you all find what you desire. And then lastly, I want you to congratulate the nominees for Business of the Year that you find in the special brochure that's on your table, but also being shown on the screen. There are a couple of individuals I need to recognize. First of all, Susie Peterson from the CBB was supposed to be here tonight, but she turned up ill. Dr. Adenuga Adewalagan, who's the president of Riverland College, is with us. And Ryan Nolander from Alita is with us. as is Representative Shannon Savick from District 27A. Thank you all for attending tonight. City Manager Chad Adams may get here a little bit later. They had a City Council workshop tonight. Now I would like to invite the incoming board chair, the owner of State Farm at the Barn, and pastor of Ellendale's United Methodist Church, Randy Cirksina, deliver the invocation, and at the end of the invocation, enjoy your meal. Thank you.
Folks, one of the settings that Wendy and I had the privilege of serving in was what was then called in the early 90s a cross-racial setting, where we served with the Lumbee Indians in eastern North Carolina. They were the descendants of Sir Walter Raleigh's lost colony, the Ocracoke Indians, and freed African American slaves. And they were beautiful people, both in body, mind, and intellect, had beautiful blue, light blue eyes and wavy, splendid hair and olive skin. One of the traditions that they shared with Wendy and me that I'd like to share with you tonight is to, they always preface their salutations to the Almighty by reminding one another, you pray for me and I'll pray for you. So tonight, as we communion as a business community, let me remind you that we pray for one another, and I'll pray for you. Let us pray together. Almighty, thank you for the opportunity to be in industry and in work and business. Thank you for the opportunity to gather here this evening in fellowship, and not in competition, but united in the hope of a profit. And may our profits be bountiful, and may they be blessings to you. Bless those that have prepared and served the meal and will serve the meal. And bless our speaker, Mark Lanterman, this evening, that his words be inspiring and that he have safe travel back to the Twin Cities. And then let us all together, as your children, say together, Amen. Amen.
As I indicated earlier, it's been a great pleasure serving with the Chamber Board this year. We have a great individuals that have served. We've had heated discussions at times, but always good dialogue in trying to determine what is best for our chamber. So if the members of the board, as I call your name, if you could please stand up and be recognized. Randy Cirksina, State Farm Insurance. Jeff Woodside, Albert Lee Select Foods. Catherine Boobles, Albert Lee Tribune. Cade Verche, Dave Cedar Auto Center. Justin Ullman, Security Bank, Minnesota. At the bar, Justin. Julia Thompson, Freeborn County Shopper. Happy birthday. Kathy Savanish, Frames R Us. Jeff Eaton, Eaton Sport and Spine. Patricia Dahl, Mayo Clinic Health Systems in Albert Lee and Austin. Stepped out. Amy Davis, Cargill Value Added Meats. And Dr. Adanuga Adewaligan, Riverland Community College.
Let me introduce to you as well our two new directors, and I would add, we have had some spirited discussions, but never without consensus for the most part. Honestly, it's been one of the, probably the most respectful boards I've ever served on, in spite of the fact that Randy sometimes pushes us, and in good ways. And thank you, Randy, for that. That is to say, as I introduce Kim Nelson from the Children's Center. Kim, thank you. And Angie Kolker from Freeborn Mauer Cooperative Services as well. Angie, thank you. We pray that you two will not at all be dispirited by our presence. Thank you.
These are our outgoing chamber board members, Jim Kruger and Dave Vanderploeg. Jim is from Freeborn Mauer Cooperative Services, and Dave is from Mrs. Jerry's Kitchen. Both of them have served on the chamber for several years and have added great value to the board. So if you please would come up.
We're not the spirited ones, though, right?
All right.
Oh, and I want to recognize the fact that we have a number of great committees, and Stephanie has alluded to the fact that our volunteers are important. Not only are they important, all of the good work that we've been able to accomplish in the last year is a result of volunteers on these committees. And in the room, I'm not going to make everybody stand up or name all their names. They're available on the website if you want to look them up. But we have members of the Ag Committee who handle third grade farm tours, among other things. We have the ambassadors, and you'll hear from Kim in just a minute. They are really the welcoming arm of the chamber. The Business Education Partnership, Stephanie referred to the Youth Apprenticeship Program, and Val Qualley has done a great deal in regard to that and orchestrated that in the community, and all of you have responded so well. The Governmental Affairs Committee looks at our priorities for the year, and I know there are a couple of them here. I know Katie Davis is in the back from Good Sam. And we all talk about our Worksite Wellness Committee, but they are extraordinary. We had a Worksite Wellness Committee a week ago, and I think I'm gonna have to move it to an extra room at the Northbridge Mall because it was too big for the boardroom. We had 22 people there. It was extraordinary. They're all very involved. They are great folks, and we really do appreciate it. We also have the Chamber Foundation housed in our organization. And I do want to point out that not a lot of them are here tonight, but I know that Ryan Nolander, who's the treasurer, is here. And Laura Lundy is here as well, also a member. A couple of years ago, we set aside $500 to try and refurbish Christmas lights in Albert Lake. And we just put that aside and kind of waited to see how things went on. Well, through a collaboration of the Downtown Association, Destination Albert Lee, the Cuppage Foundation, and the Chamber Foundation, this winter downtown, you will see some pole wraps with lights, but banners that are designed to be winter banners, and those have been ordered. They're all paid for. It didn't cost the taxpayers anything. The city is contributing by putting them up. And so we will have something to complement the downtown that the Tribune was so helpful in gathering funds for the flowers this past year. We didn't want to go back again, so those will go in place just before Thanksgiving. But they're designed to be left up through February, so you don't have to go up in the middle of January and take them down. If you've ever seen that, that's a horrible job. And now I want to introduce Kim Nelson to talk about our ambassador.
Serve as one of the ambassador co-chairs this year. It's a great group. Connie is the other co-chair, so thanks for all you do, Connie, too. We are looking for ambassadors, so if anybody's interested in becoming an ambassador and joining the fun group, let one of us know or any other ambassadors. I have the privilege tonight to introduce the Ambassador of the Year. And this person has been just amazing. He has been works very hard at the golf outing. This year, he actually had another engagement or something he had committed to, and he drove back and forth from Rochester for the event, and it was just awesome. And then he attends a lot of the visits. He's just a great face for the chamber and for the ambassadors. Unfortunately, he can't be here tonight.
A sick child.
He has a sick child, which everybody knows that sick children need their parents, right? That's a little plug for early childhood. Very shameless, right? And so I have someone here who is his better half and was the winner last year. Jonathan Murray is going to accept for him. And the winner is Ryan Support.
Hold still for a second. Let me think.
Well, I guess since he's not here, we can probably poke a little fun at him. And if he was here, he would be up here. Thank you. Get off the dark. No, Ryan's been great to work with. He probably wouldn't have won the award if it weren't for me.
Nice, sweet.
He did have to text or call me numerous times to verify where our visits were. So luckily I gave him the correct addresses. But as Kim mentioned, yeah, he's a hard worker when it comes to the ambassadors. And he took time out of his schedule for the golf outing to make that trek back and forth. And we tried to entice him to get out here this year. He and I recently won the Men's League Golf Championship here, so I'm holding his earnings hostage since he decided to take a 10-day trip to Florida. So I told him he had to be here tonight in order to get that, or I would spend it, and that wasn't enough. So I'm sure he'll say thank you.
Oh, John, I can't wait till the next visit. To see what Brian has to say. We also have another person missing. Our lifetime member award this year is going to Keith Fliggy. All of you know Keith. He has been around for a number of years. I can tell you all the stories. I think he's most proud of the fact that he was a member of the 1952 state championship golf team from Albert Lake. If you were talking about anything else, he served as an ALETA board chair. He's been on ALETA for right approaching 12 years and has given great service to the community. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here tonight. But I do want to point out that all of our individual winners are getting a personal note from Congressman Walz. Now, they are handwritten, I think, because they came in the office yesterday, and as they got around to it, they sealed them up. Now, what I'm kind of hoping is that they don't say, thanks for all your great work, but you need to get a new executive director. So, when you open them, let me know, okay? Well, Ryan's not here, and neither is Keith. But our volunteer of the year is. And our volunteer of the year is an active member of the chamber. He's a quiet member. You don't hear a lot from him. You don't see him a lot. Well, you see him a lot around town, but he's also quiet around town. He has, it's pretty hard to hide this one. He has been very active in the Lakes Foundation. He instigated the discussion of the water trail, which now is successfully installed throughout Fountain Lake and Albert Lee Lake. He designed the signage for the Golden Point launch. He marched up with us to the Capitol on more than one occasion to lobby for the funds for restoration of Fountain Lake. It's two businesses in the community. The other night he came to after hours and then had to drive 2 hours to do some of his work down in Iowa. We didn't hold that against him. But truthfully, he's let Laura Lundy be the face of the Lakes Foundation and the voice, but he has done a great deal of hard work in our community, and it is Bill Howe. Bill, come up.
This is unbelievable. I had no idea. And I'm not one to take credit for anything, but thank you. This is great.
Thank you.
And tonight, our official portraits of the winners are being taken by Brandy Hagan from Braggin' Rights Photography. Actually one of our newest members of the chamber. And we're excited to have her here. Now to our Worksite Wellness Awards. We're very proud of our Worksite Wellness program, obviously, we keep talking about it. But all of these winners have had a wellness committee in place for a number of years. 4 of the 5 are repeat winners who have continued to refine and improve their programs. Most have seen the effectiveness actually in their healthcare costs. These awards are especially meaningful this year as we welcome back the Blue Zones Project. And if you're wondering if these leaders have an impact, I will tell you that the Blue Zones Project already has 25 registered work sites on the books and getting ready to go to work to become designated Blue Zones work sites. That's unbelievable and a great compliment to the committee and to these winners. In addition to their award, each of our recipients tonight will receive a personal letter that I will skip the salutation, but I will read it, and it reads as follows. Congratulations on winning a gold level Worksite Wellness Award, obviously they're personalized, from the Outwardly Freeborn County Worksite Wellness Committee. I'm especially pleased to acknowledge your achievement this year, Minnesota's Year of Worksite Wellness. Worksite Wellness is designed to help employers educate employees about health, empower them to take control of their health decision-making, change negative health behavior, and evaluate the improvement of employee well-being over time. The committee created the Worksite Wellness Award program as a way to recognize employers that have made significant investment in providing worksite wellness programs and services. Your leadership in these efforts serve as a guide for other businesses, large and small, as they work to improve health and well-being of their employees. Thank you for leading the way toward a better health for all Minnesotans. My best regards. Sincerely, Governor Mark Dayton. And in light of the governor's recognition of our winners, Stephanie and I kind of hatched a plot, but we're going to do it a little differently. We're going to ask all of our winners to wait while I run through some of their accomplishments, and then we'll give you your award, and we'll have a group photo, which we will turn around and send to the governor as a way of saying thank you for what you've done for all of our winners. Freeborn Power Cooperative Services is a Bronze Award winner. Many companies have wellness fairs. FMCS put a new wrinkle on it this year by holding the Winter Olympics of Wellness Day, obviously featured around that. Health screenings were offered with immediately available results. Hockey and basketball were played in the warehouse, and individuals completing all of the activities were given Olympic rings that made them eligible for prizes. They also sponsored a family canoe and kayak event at the community boathouse. The Children's Center is a Silver Awards winner. Their motto is happy healthy teachers equals happy healthy children. They gave employees pedometers for a STEPS competition. However, they are focusing much of their efforts on the mental health of working day in and day out with all those kids. My favorite is Jokes in the John. Now, I thought about that for a minute, but what it tells the staff is if they find a great picture or a great joke, it's okay to put it in the John so that people can laugh and relax a little bit. They're creative. The city of Albert Lea. Many of their programs involve getting employees moving, including downtown poker walks, an obstacle course at the city park, and a walk at lunch program where they all go to a specific location. All of these include prizes and healthy sack lunch. Another one I really like, Operation Fruit Basket, involves the Wellness Committee delivering holiday fruit baskets to all major departments. And they have a very, very detailed wellness plan. In advance, while they continue to do, and no pun intended, innovative things such as a poker walk at their company picnic and utilizing screensavers to communicate healthy messages on monitors in the office, in the area of the break room, their major accomplishment in 2014 was becoming a completely tobacco-free campus. Alliance Benefit Group, again, this company is a company that seeks new and innovative ways to enhance their programs. This year, they offered a significantly discounted Fitbit to employees and have logged, and I've had this number updated, but I'll give it to you anyway, to date, and the competition just ended, 59,328,887 steps. Now, they've updated that to about 65 million. That is enough steps to walk around the world, because I looked it up today. Most significantly, they also built a new lactation room for nursing mothers, complete with all of the necessities, including individual temperature control. All of these are great examples of what can be done. One of them included in their application, and I thought this was really telling, and it speaks to the culture we have in this community today. We do not calculate return on investment. Our goal is to promote awareness and help our team members and their families lead a healthier lifestyle. We feel that the return of a healthy staff is payback enough and invaluable. Would all of our company representatives please come forward? And thanks to you all. Oh, come on. Congratulations. Who's mine here? Jay. Really? Okay.
That's pretty good.
The children's. Okay. We're going to ask that you all go over there and we're going to take a group photograph and send it to the governor. And Jim, you are the thorn. And the rose. Every rose has a thorn, I'm told. I am really proud of these folks. They have done tremendous work, and hopefully we'll see more. Go back and start thinking about doing this within your company. And if you have any desire, I'm sure that the young blonde lady in the front, who happens to be my wife and the organization lead for the Blue Zones Project, would be happy to come out and talk with you about worksite wellness. Because her responsibility is worksites. As they formulate this picture, we're going to move on to the businesses of the year. And I know that I always say that this is an extremely difficult task that the previous winners and board members take on each year, but it is especially true. It's always true. I am pleased that previous winners and board members are willing to pitch in, because I can't imagine the staff and I deciding on our own that who would win these awards. Everyone that's nominated does great work, and they make it very difficult. In addition to their plaque, our winners receive a certificate of special congressional recognition from Congressman Tim Walz. And I want to remind our winners that we'd like to get your photograph afterwards with Chair Haight, and then move on to the next one. I will try to keep these short, You know, I used to try and keep all this secret, but some of this stuff it's just too hard to do otherwise. But I do want to point out one last time, all of the nominees have done wonderful work, and we do recognize them. Small Business of the Year. This company was nominated by a previous winner. They're a family-owned business that represents diverse customer service and commitment to the community. They demonstrate efficiency in delivering their service, and the list of services they have provided over the years through their owners is really remarkable. Many organizations have been the beneficiaries of their commitment, including the Chamber by their active participation in one of our committees. In business for over 34 years, our Small Business of the Year is Thompson Electric. Now, you all know the Thompsons. They're pretty quiet folk, so I know I've embarrassed Mike and Carl, so congratulations, Mike. Thank you. Oh, there's another piece on there. Thank you.
Well, I'd just like to thank the committee for this nomination and stuff. I'd like to thank my staff that, I know they're not here tonight, but, and my wife for everything she does for us, so thank you.
Our Medium Business of the Year. Ditto. No, seriously. Our Medium Business of the Year has the same kind of profile. They have a firm grasp of the concept of giving back to the community. They consistently participate or contribute to community events. On the customer service side, they strive to improve their range of services and are constantly educating their employees in the latest industry developments. Relocating here from their original home, they are a Freeborn lumber company and design. Struggling with your picture game. Congratulations to you. Thank you. Now, which one of you is going to take them out?
I will.
Okay. He's shaking. I can feel it from here.
I remember back to my college days of speech because I usually locked up. Since we came here, the community has really helped us out a lot, and it's been great because it was really tough pulling away from Freeborn. But thank you all for what you've done for us here, and I think we're growing, and that's the important thing, and it's because of you guys. So thank you.
It's so much fun surprising people. But I'm not going to surprise this one, I don't think. Our Large Business of the Year is a company that flies below the radar. They have demonstrated significant growth within the community, and I almost think that probably half of you don't know their name. They came here with 15 employees and 20,000 square feet of space. They've since added 10,000 square feet twice to their original facility. Today they have over 70 employees and occupy, in addition to that facility, the 62,500 square foot spec building in the Alita South Industrial Park. They have been great friends of the Chamber in more ways than one of which is supporting our silent auction. Our Large Business of the Year, and I'm really sad that Dr. Pam Sander is not here, is Zumbro River Brand. I drive, but like my wife, she doesn't drive at night. Thank you, congratulations. Thank you, Jim.
Well, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, you got it.
We want to thank you, thank the city of Albert Lea. We're really happy with our move to Albert Lea. We still have a facility in Owatonna, which is also growing. The business is doing good, and the community's been great to work with. With that, we thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Again, I have to kill a little time because Stephanie has to introduce our guest speaker. I want to thank all of the people who nominated businesses. I want to remind people that they can do that. If you see someone, know someone in the room, like a previous winner who nominated Thompson Electric, reach out, contact us. We start looking for our winners in September, but you know what? If you have a nominee now, send it to us. So we'll put it in the file.
Very much. My brief privilege is to, number one, accept this humbly. Sometimes in life, you find out that following someone is better than having preceded them. In my case, I get to follow Steph, and I pity the poor person who has to follow after me. I'm going to do the best that I can, and I thank you for the opportunity. Steph, and with all due respect to both Shannon Savick and Peggy Bennett, I want to say thank you for them being here and supporting it. I also want to say something from my heart, and I think you all will join me in this. We are remarkably blessed to have someone of Steph's ilk and stature and character to have led us this past year. And I wholeheartedly hope that it's the Almighty's intention, no matter what way or what party or what persuasion, that somehow you will lend yourself to further public service. And I think the rest of you will endorse that, won't you? That was apolitical as I could be, but I can't thank you enough, and we can't thank you enough for your service. And in recognition of that, I want to call the words that I think best are emblematic of Steph's service, and they come from the 18th century, where one of our predecessors here on the American continent said, "Do all the good you can for all the people that you can as often as you can." And I believe that Steph embodies that. And Steph, it's with great gratitude and pride that we thank you for your service. And if we can professionally and voluntarily say, we love you. You're a good lady and a good person, and what a blessing to have you. Thank you so much. And would you say one final word, please?
Thank you and good night.